All right, we are now live on the Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. I feel like I need like a cool guitar or violin or something just amazing just at the beginning, you know, guys? So welcome into Wade's Ventures YouTube. Guys, if there's any show that you have seen on this channel, it will be this one. I promise you, there's a really cool reseller behind the scenes here that we're going to unveil in just a second. But let me say hello to some people in chat, and then we will get going. So first we have Thrifty Santa Barry, guys. And Barry has been begging me to get this reseller live with me, begging me. And Thrifty Santa, guess what, Barry? It came true, my man. I have him on the other line. Lisa, what's going on? We have the Bearded Picker always in chat. What's going on? Let's see. Real Stitch. Adam, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know if I said Gina, but Gina, Pac-Man, the best admin in the business. What's going on, my man? Susie, what is going on? Reseller Mom, go check out that live show we did with Reseller Mom. She's amazing. Susie, always in chat, super positive. What is going on? And let's see. Okay, Aaron, what's going on, my man? All right, we even have liquidation in the house, guys. So what's going on, buddy? All right, so first and foremost, I have a couple news announcements here. First, I hope that you guys like the pop-up reseller video that I did, guys. If you would like to partake in that, please let me know. Send me a 3 to 5 minute clip about you, and we'll get you on that thing. Second is I am doing a cool T-shirt. I wasn't going to sell my own T-shirts, but I will sell them to you at cost. And so I will let you guys know when the designs are ready. And those T-shirts are up. And then third, we're saving towards the end of the video, guys. We have got a really cool video here, and then towards the end, we're going to do a be on the lookout list of items. And without further ado, let's unveil Mr. Bearded Picker, guys. Give him a hand. Give him a hand in chat. Give him a hand.
How is everybody tonight?
Oh, they love you.
I don't know how much unveiling I've done videos. Surely the hell they've seen me.
Guys, let's start out the show good, okay? I want to know in chat, type 1 if you're already subscribed to Bearded Picker, 2 if you're not, and if you're not, and if you type 2, I'm putting in his YouTube channel link in the chat periodically. Go subscribe. Let me know what number you are so I can shout you out. Well, let's see how many people is subscribed to this amazing man here. Oh my gosh, not 1, 2?
Yeah, there's Halloween props and costumes. That's Harlan. That's my buddy who does who rides the yard sales with me.
Oh my god. Oh, we have 1, 2. 1, 2 twos? Thrifty Dad said 2, but I will now. Lisa, 2? You better get over there and subscribe. He's got really good content, guys. I've been wanting to get Mr. Bearded Picker on here for a very long time, and I've got a lot of questions to ask him. We're going to ask him some personal stuff, some reselling stuff, some really good stuff. So I'm going to put his link one last time, and then we'll get going here. So Mr. Bearded Picker, I do have to tell you something before we get going here. I'm just pulling up your Instagram here. All right.
Yeah, there's not a lot there.
But I did notice some things. If there was anybody in the reselling community I think I would gel the most with, I'm pretty sure it's you. So you love beer. You love chili.
Yeah, beer shows up a lot in my videos.
What about this? Did you make this, or did the wife make this? Or was this
No, that's I travel so much, and going every time I go to Cincinnati, I stop and eat Cincinnati chili.
Oh my gosh, there's no like Oregon chili where I'm at. It's like canned stuff over here.
Yeah, that's one of the as I did Amazon for 4 years. I've traveled so much. I'm a big fan of diners, drive-ins, and dives. So I'm in the area. I try to stop at restaurants in the cities I visit that are on his show. I think I'm up to like 5 restaurants.
Holy cow! And then I did notice on your you do know Mr. Wade over here by his storage units, and I noticed that you have a picture of your backdrop of storage units. I'm assuming you bought a few in your lifetime.
Yeah, I bought not very many. I bought a few. That was the picture of that backdrop was that was the day I picked up that trailer.
Oh, nice, nice.
Um,
All right.
The
Well,
trailer's a good story. Never do anything in this business that you don't make money on the way. I picked the trailer up from the factory. It was 800 miles from home. I sourced all the way there and filled it up on the way home. I sent everything in Amazon FBA until I got there, and then I filled the trailer up on the way home. So it's just a strategy. It's something I try to do. If I go somewhere, I went to see Pete Sunday. I sourced Goodwills on the way back and paid for everything. It was awesome.
oh my God. Now, who the heck is Pete? Let everybody know in chat if they don't know who Pete is.
Pete the Craigslist Hunter, and I also met Phil, Groove Master Resellers.
It's I was telling you before the show, but Pete is a very, very cool guy. Love his YouTube channel. Brings so much amazing content. I've learned a lot from him. One thing that I learned from Pete, and I always give him credit when I do these videos, but basically if you have a big box, like a Frankenstein box or something, he'll wrap plastic, like hard plastic around it, and then tape it up and ship it. That's one thing I learned from Pete, guys. But if you've not checked out his channel, go check it out. All right. So the bearded picker, first of all, you have the most in the whole beard.
Okay,
I
lost you there. Hold on. Say that again.
Oh, I said in the whole reselling community, you have the best luscious beard in all of reselling.
This is the second time around. And the first time around, it got to where it was kind of crazy. I cut it off 11 months ago.
What does the wife think of that beard?
She wants me to have a normal beard. She doesn't like the big beard.
She's like,
yeah, but we've been married 27 years. We've been together 30 years. So even though she says that, she really doesn't care one way or the other.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's that is an amazing wife you have then. Amazing wife. So you're reselling family, kind of when you're part-time, then you went full-time. Give us a little picker.
Yeah, the chat says you're fading in and out. You're fading in and out on me.
Okay, one second, actually. Let me, if you can hear me, give me 1 second. I'm going to change this web, and then I should be fine here. You with me, Bearded?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, you're a little blurry. You're a little blurry, but you're not lagging right this second.
Okay, cool. I just switched up. I've never had internet issues, so I just switched up our. I've got two of them, so hopefully this is better. Okay. All right, let me know, guys, if this is better. All right, so tell me a little bit about like the back end story of Bearded Picker, how you got started, when you went full time. Give us a little of that information.
Well, I was. Lucy said to shut the porn sites down. Your last interview says that's awesome.
She's amazing.
So I ran fast food restaurants 25 years. I've done everything you can do in a fast food restaurant, from the weekend opener to maintenance to district manager. I've done it all, and I got to where I was switching different restaurants every 5 years. And the last time around, the thought occurred to me, maybe it's not the restaurants. Maybe it's me. And so I had to come up with something else to do. And I'd always done part-time, just, here's a vacation coming up. I'll hit some yard sales. I'll pay for vacation. We use that money to do these kind of things. And, my wife's like, what are we going to do? Because she's disabled. She's had 4 back surgeries. So, we have some money that comes in. And I'm like, I think I can make a resale. And I went full-time. I walked right out of restaurants and right into full-time from part-time without even thinking about it. I don't recommend that.
So are you, so that's funny. So guys, we have our first tip of the night. Okay. Do not just jump into full-time reselling the day of. Okay. So tell me a little bit, like, was there a moment, do you remember the exact moment you're like, I can't handle this anymore? Was it the wrong food got sent out, or what happened?
No, it's you're gonna think this is crazy. There's a comedian, his name is Tim Wilson. He passed away a couple years ago, but he was on a lot of the like some of the big morning shows. He's got this song, and the song is 100 Things Every Man Should Know. And I think he gets like 35 or 36 before his uncle passed away. He never learns the rest of. But one of the lines in there that kind of spurred all this: if you've been married 9 times, hell maybe is you. And I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm going on my like 7th or 8th restaurant. Hell, maybe it's that. It's just, sometimes crazy things click, and it's you get to a point in life where, early 40s, you look at things different. How important are the things in life versus your time? We've got one child, one son, and I'd missed a lot of his childhood, running districts, and at some point your personal life, and a realization as you're getting midlife that you only do this one time. You better do it on your terms, or else, you'll miss the whole thing. And so,
I couldn't agree more. I like my feet to the fire. I'm one of those that kind of thrive when,
Yep.
you've got it. It's do or die. And one thing that I tell people, it's when you think about going full time, it's not all roses. It's definitely work. However, if it doesn't work the first time, you're going back to that 9 to 5. There's no other option unless you hit the lottery. So you've really got to work hard the first time, because that's really I'm sure if you go full time, then get a job and then try it again, that's possible. But if you do not succeed the first time, it's back to that 9 to 5, and we don't want that 9 to 5. We don't want that 9 to 5.
And reselling's in my blood. I've been going to yard sales as long as I can remember in my life. My grandparents had a permanent setup at a flea market. At one point, that owned part of the flea market. My mother's always gone to yard sales. I never had new clothes growing up. It was just yard sale. You know what I mean? We didn't know any better. And in the 70s and 80s, and so that my other set of grandparents, that grandfather, he never passed a yard sale. They were snowbirds from Michigan to Florida, and I always wonder, how the hell did it take him 4 days to drive something I can drive now, and well under half that. And it's because he took his time and stopped everywhere, and so on both sides, it runs in both sides. So.
Hey, tell me about your wife. What does she think of you? You've been doing it for a while, but does she help a little bit in the business? What does she think of you reselling full time?
As long as I'm happy, she doesn't care. She doesn't help at all. She hates the resale. She loves finding bargains, like in stores, like shopping, that kind of stuff. But she's the one I will go somewhere on the trip. She goes with me. We'll be in the store, and I'll be buying all this stuff, and she'll come put stuff in a basket. And I'm like, "What's that for?" "Oh, that's mine." So she shops for her the whole time that I'm buying for the business. But I'm very fortunate to be married to my best friend. So the time we spend together is awesome. So she's been that way for as long as I've known her.
So how did you guys meet?
That's a great story. She loves it when I tell this story. I was a sophomore at Alabama. It was the orientation week, and she was a incoming freshman. And our church was right across the street from all the bars on the strip. The church is no longer there, and my group of freshmen was the kind of the wild group. We had to put it in our minds that as the on-board week came the next year, we were going to show all those people across the street drinking and carrying on that you could have just as much fun in a Christian atmosphere. And so the old church was a Howard Johnson's. So it had a full basement, had everything. So we had keys to the place. And so we were playing hide and go seek in a massive church. And the game was over. The lights were still out, but everybody was leaving. And I had a secret place under the stairs in the nursery. You couldn't get to me if you tried. And so I'm one of the last ones out. And I'm walking down the hall, trying to make my way down the hall. And there's someone in front of me who runs into a door. I like to tell everybody that I led her to the light. That was the first time I ever met her. I asked her out that night, and
And that was history then. That was history. You guys are now married with kids. What if she wasn't walking there that day or that exact moment? You guys probably may not be married.
Yeah, some things you don't tempt fate. So some things are meant to be. When stuff happens that crazy that
So I by the way, there is somebody here that does walk into walls and doors, and his name is Thrifty Santa, guys. If you haven't seen that video, it's pretty hilarious. You know, he thought I broke my camera when he was at eBay Open. You guys should watch that. All right, so tell me about the kids. And the reason I ask this question is I think it's really, really cool when you've got resellers that have kids, because a lot of times they teach them like the value of $1 and how to flip things and like how to be frugal, or at least like know how to, manage yourself and start a business. Tell me, does your kids, like, are they off and on their own right now, or did you kind of teach them a little bit about the reselling business?
Only one. He's 20 years old. He is a junior at University of Alabama, Huntsville here. He lives at home. That's another good story. We were living in North Carolina. He graduated high school in North Carolina, and we were very fortunate. We had a lot of trouble getting pregnant. So we were fortunate to have one child. So that was not going to be. She was going to have surgery to get another one. And that wasn't no guarantee. So we count our blessings. But she told him, since he could understand her, if you go to college more than 2 hours away, your mama's going to move. And she told him that, and she told him that, and she told him that. He got a scholarship to Huntsville, where she's from. And so she looked at me and said, well, I've been thinking about this. You work on the internet, and he's going to school in my hometown, so you're moving all of us to Huntsville. So he lives at home still and goes to school here. He is an aerospace engineer on scholarship, and he is also going to get a mechanical engineering major as well. He's double majoring it.
Holy cow, he's a smart cookie.
Yeah, he's a very smart. He did work for me this summer. He had the choice of getting a job or listing on eBay. So he did 24 listings a day, 5 days a week, all summer. Wow,
that's incredible, guys. So you and your wife has got to be pretty proud to have somebody there that is one smart kid. That's awesome.
He's much smarter than I am. Calculus and all that stuff, the stuff that I hated. I mean, he starts talking and he goes.
So what do you and the wife? Last question, but what do you and the wife do outside of reselling? I'm always curious. I hear a lot of couples, like for example, we have Katie and her amazing fiance. They actually go to resell, places to buy stuff and resell for their date nights. What do you guys do on your date nights?
Usually they get canceled. And when you've had 4 back surgeries and she's got nerve damage in her back, it's, today she was on her way to see her. She's under a pain management specialist. She had to stop on the side of the road and was very sick. So she had to call him and cancel and turn around and come back. So it's usually just dinner or time together. Her sister and our husband live a mile away. So generally the 4 of us do something.
That's awesome. I mean, that's terrible it's having that issue, but it's nice to do things. So, all right.
So she will do. I went to ASD, so I drove to ASD from here, and then after ASD, she flew into Vegas. She spent a week with me there, between Vegas and LA, and then she flew back, and then I thrifted back. So there are a lot of. That's the second time that she's actually flown somewhere to meet me while I was out on a long trip, and we're going on vacation in 3 weeks. So she will fly to New York, but I'm gonna source all the way there. I'm gonna leave a week early and source all the way there, and then pick her up at the airport, and then spend vacation with friends, and then I'll start back and I'll drive back.
That would be my dream, to just go to a few states and just source. That's all I'm gonna do is source. That would be amazing. I think a lot of people went to ASD this year, and I wish I would have went, because eBay Open was pretty much like 3 days away. So I wish I would have stayed. That would have been fun. Did you?
I did March.
Oh, you did March. Okay. Now, can you explain that real quick, and then we'll get on here? I'm curious. Can you explain what that is and what it looks like when you're there?
It is like the largest convention center you've ever seen with different halls, just full of vendors, and they are wholesale vendors. They are, I mean, they're from every facet, from people that are there to the convenience stores. There are there people to sell marijuana stuff. They were there. I mean, you buy bulk liquidation. I mean, any kind of toys, all kinds of generic stuff straight from China. I mean, if you can think of buying it in a store, it was there, and there were thousands upon thousands of people there. It was truly amazing.
Did you end up getting any like cool partnerships or any networking done when you were there?
I've got a good friend named John Chartier. He is a big Amazon seller. He does not do YouTube. He's on my channel every now and then. I actually spent most of the week with him. Him and his wife live in a 43-foot motorhome and travel year round. So while they were in Vegas, I actually stayed in their motorhome with them 4 nights. So, he'll do around $4 million this year on Amazon. So I spent the time learning wholesale from him that week.
Wow, can you imagine, guys? Can you imagine making $4 million? Holy moly!
He's not going to make $4 million. He's going to sell $4 million, but he does okay.
Yeah, that is amazing. That's somebody that you want to learn from, right? All right, so tell me now. We're on Amazon. I know you're doing eBay now. Like, is there any other platforms that you're selling on right now, Bearded?
No, I started an online auction here, trying to move some of this crazy stock back here that you take it and they'll sell it for you. So Harlan, Halloween Thrift and Props in the chat, was taking a few months off, taking his spot to move some stuff, and then he'll move back in and do it. That's the only other platform.
Guys, you know when somebody is a seller when you look behind and there's tubs and bins stacked. You look like you have a lot going on back there.
It's pretty bad. There's 2 rows of them. It's pretty bad.
Wow.
I've got another garage full and a storage building full.
That is incredible. That is incredible, guys. So tell me a little bit, like, so what are you so what if you were to like give it a percentage, what percent is Amazon and what percent is eBay currently for you?
It's about 50-50 now. When I pulled into the summer, I was just tired of traveling, tired of chasing Amazon. It was probably 95-5. And with my kids' help and me listening and all the stuff that I had already, we were able to push eBay much harder, and I had so much Amazon it carries through.
Oh yeah. Now I'm always curious with somebody like you that's a seasoned seller. Like it sounds like you're doing a lot of hard goods, right? Where do you source? You don't have to give us the honey holes, but like what kind of areas do you source? Garage sales? Do you go to Goodwills? Like, give us like a snapshot of your state.
I don't eliminate anything. Goodwills in this town there's only one. There's 400,000 people in one Goodwill, and all they do is send everything to Birmingham. It's awful. I did a video of the world's worst Goodwill. That's it. But Nashville is great. So I'll do thrift stores and Goodwills in Nashville or anywhere I'm at. Local auctions here are pretty decent. There's an online auction that I buy from. I do yard sales, estate sales every Tuesday and Friday. So I like them all. So I don't eliminate anything. If there's an opportunity to find stuff, I go check it out.
How many days do you have designated days that you source, or are you sourcing just periodically when stuff pops up?
Yeah, any day that ends in Y.
Do you sleep? Do you sleep? Because 3
to 4 hours.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Like I don't know if I could do that, Bearded. That'd be crazy. Are you in any groups or sites that you use to find deals on RA?
No.
That was a question. Okay.
I was last year, but I've not been this year. I don't plan on it.
Now, guys, if you have questions, this is the man you want to ask. So put it in chat with a few question marks so I see it.
Yeah, Lucy wanted to know how I did inventory. The bins all have a number on them. And so I list them to a bin, and then the bin is in the custom SKU.
Now, so I'm curious here. Can you go back in time, because I sometimes I forget we have over 100 people watching, and sometimes I forget that some of these amazing people in chat here may have not been reselling for a long time, and so sometimes I got to take a step back and remember what it was back when I first started. So can you give us like a few things that you think new resellers in general miss that can help them, or maybe some things that you would have done differently back before you started?
They get too involved and listen to the negativity and the noise. I like your interviews. I like your channel because you're very positive. Like a new Amazon seller, they get so focused on what they're restricted on that they don't understand that there's an entire catalog of stuff you can sell. But you know, they want to go to Walmart and go, oh, I can't sell that toy. I can't sell that toy. But you can go to Dick's Sporting Goods and sell dang near anything in the sporting category, anything in home improvement, and the rest of Walmart. So you know, people, they listen to, you know, my Goodwill sucks. If I had to depend on the Goodwill here, I'd never resell. But you know, they focus too much on the negative, what they can't do, what they can't do, instead of maximizing what they can. Every area is different. What you find and what I find are completely different. There's a NASA, heavy NASA stuff here because of the space cam, and I find interesting stuff, but you're not going to find it.
That's
you have to learn what's in your area. I mean, take some time, figure out what your area has. Somebody wants it. They can't get it in their area. You just got to figure out what that is.
So I would highly. That's one of the things I like to say too is, for me, like if you're in a state, right, you can find out what big corporate companies are in your area. For example, Nike, Adidas is in mine, but you may have some opportunities right around the corner. You know, there may be some wholesale opportunities, or just knowing what merchandise is going to be flowing in. If you're in Maine, what's in Maine? That's outdoor brands. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Anyways, we were talking about that the other day. But you know, in your state, there's different opportunities, there's different products, and NASA stuff sells. So you're lucky there. Now, when you're going up, are you doing you're doing garage sales and estate sales every once in a while? It sounds like every week. It sounds like.
I went to a estate sale today.
Do you have any? LL Bean. Yes, that was the brand. I can't believe I forgot that. Anyways, do you have any techniques when you're going up there? Do you use bundling techniques? Like, do you have any like techniques when you roll up on the estate sale and or garage sale, Bearded?
All the estate sales here are run by companies, so they'll learn some of that at the very end. But I don't care how good they are, they all miss stuff. You know, most of them don't look up books. And so I use Scout IQ. I scan a lot of books. I scanned all their books today. I think I bought 4 or 5 books. I buy electronics. You guys, if you've watching my videos, I'm heavy in electronics. So all the bolos are all electronics sitting over there. That's just something they don't know and don't care to know. One of the guys there at the day when I was coming in, he goes, "They've got me watching your videos. You do pretty good with the VCRs you buy from us." He said, "But don't worry, I'm not changing our prices. You can still have them for $5. I'm like, awesome.
Dude, that is hilarious. Can you imagine, like, your Craigslist Hunter did the same thing, I guess. Back in the day, I watched one of his videos, and he said that Goodwill was watching some of his videos. His local Goodwills were watching some of his videos to price stuff, you know? That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Now, I'm blessed to have you on the channel because you're doing a lot of electronics. Like, people are timid to do electronics primarily because, like, what if it doesn't work? You sell it. People are worried about returns. Can you give me, like, in your listings, are you doing free returns for electronics? Like, give us like a listing for electronics that you're currently doing. I'm assuming you're doing shipping probably too, or do you build that in the price?
Depends on how big it is. If the VCRs, those things that are that size, I just charge like $12.95 shipping. Just to help in some of the costs, but most of it's smaller electronics, you know, CD players. I mean, that's one of the bolos is, you know, Sony CD players. They're the size of a CD, and you get $20 or $30 for them depending on how fancy they are. The one I've got sitting up here is listed for $29 or $30. I mean, I got $1 in it. I mean, you're not going to get rich on it, but you know that steady stuff makes a lot of money. VCRs, you just have to learn to test things. I mean, sometimes they break, and if they break, remember you only got $5 in it. Just give them a refund and don't pay the shipping coming back. Just tell them to throw it away. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's another part of my. You can't be scared of it. You can't live in fear. You're never going to be successful if oh my God, I can't do this because I don't know about it, or what if it breaks, or if you live in the what ifs, you need to go get a job and work for somebody because they'll take care of the what ifs for you.
Good point.
I bought 4 laptops at an estate sale last week. 2 of them didn't work, but I only paid $10 each for them, and they're worth like $50 broken. Okay, and the broken ones, you don't have to worry about them getting broken in shipping because you're sold them broken.
Just parts.
Yeah, I've just got them listed for parts only. They sell one sells for 42, and the other one sells for like 52. They're different size screens. But
now, are you? Tell me, this is interesting. Now, do you think used electronics do good? Do they do good in fourth quarter? You tell me.
I can't remember the last fourth quarter I did eBay.
oh, this is gonna be new, huh? I like
it. The last fourth quarter I did, it was eBay, was 2013.
Guys, wish the Bearded Picker an amazing fourth quarter. Let's wish an amazing fourth quarter in chat, guys. Oh, and by the way, I am putting his YouTube channel link in the chat. Just those that possibly are joining late. So okay, and I am assuming that you do get some returns. Is it, you're saying that pretty much, this stuff you have $4 or $5 in, you just tell them, hey, keep it, I'll refund you the money. It makes it.
If you spent $15 to ship a VHS player or something that's broken, what are you going to do with the broken one when you get it back? You're going to throw it away. So just have them throw it away. Understand that you've lost there, but there's so much profit in. I've got a return today on a combo player, a DVD VHS player, and it's not that it's broken. The lady ordered it for her dad who was in assisted living, and before she could give it to him, he passed away. And so she said that she doesn't need it anymore because she sent it back. I said, sure, go ahead, send it back. So it's coming back. I'll just resell it. I mean, it's like everything else. If you're selling health and beauty, the UPS man could use it as a football today, and it's going to bust. You know what I mean? You missed a stain on a shirt. I mean, there's not a lot of the exaggeration of returns. It's almost like it's a ploy to keep people from buying them. It's what it feels like.
Yeah, you can't base your business scared, basically, and I think that's huge. Are you getting all your packages picked up daily, or do you drop them off?
I'm 3 miles from post office, and it's a one-window post office. So I take them to the post office. I ring the back doorbell. They let me in. I put it in their cart, and I leave. So, and they've not missed any scanning. I don't wait for receipts. I don't do anything. I have wonderful post office, so I'm very blessed. The lady the 2 ladies who run the mail here, they drive little Jeeps, and if I put, I had 51 packages today. If I put them, I fill the Jeep up. So.
Oh yeah. Hey, we got a question for you. For you, Bearded. Let's do this. I have 3 Dysons. 2 are new. 2 are new to put on eBay. What would you use for shipping? USPS, FedEx, or UPS? What would you use for shipping Dyson vacuums?
Oh, FedEx for sure.
Yeah, I second that.
UPS is going to be more expensive. Post office is going to be astronomical. It's got to be FedEx ground or FedEx home delivery.
All right, so that I use FedEx, although even though UPS is closer, I'll use FedEx even for my Amazon too.
One tip with FedEx, I don't know how many in the audience know, probably most of them. Walgreens will now take your FedEx ground packages, so they all have a new scanner, and you walk in. I've done it a couple times now. They have they're putting the cabinets up by the front registers, and if you take it to the picture area, and they'll bring out a scanner. They'll scan your package. They'll say, "Do you want an email receipt?" You tell them, "Sure." They'll type in your email, and you'll get an email where you can leave saying, FedEx has received your package at Walgreens.
the time we live in, you can go get your, man, what Walgreens is amazing. You can get your medical stuff, like your prescriptions. You can drop off packages. You can buy milk, beauty products. I'm telling you. Bearded, do you put any conditioner in this thing, or you just keep it roughed up?
No, just my wife uses expensive shampoo and conditioner. I just use it.
That's why it's perfect, huh? It's amazing. I tried, but I get little patches when I get too long. So it's all right. So now I try to get as many nuggets as we possibly can on this show because I only have an hour with you guys. So do you run down? I asked the same thing for Reseller Mom when we were live. Some people get out their phone. If you know it by memory, great. Tell me some websites that you use on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week basis that helps your reselling. So tell me some websites and or apps that you use on your phone to kind of help aid you.
If y'all can just watch Lucy Reseller Mom's video, I use all the same ones. We both use Inventory Lab, so I scan with Scoutify too. The big thing with Scoutify too that I like is when I scan, if I have that inventory, it'll show you on the screen how many of them you have currently. So if I'm out, buying retail arbitrage, and if I'm on the fence and I've still got some in, it's the difference of buying or not buying. I've learned over the years pretty much what I'm restricted in, but if there's a doubt whatsoever, I will use the Amazon app. I do scan with the eBay app as well. And Scout IQ is the big one I've used lately. I sent in 82 books today, just from yard sales and estate sales over the last couple of weeks. That is a $14 you can do their live scanning, and that is an overlooked. It scares me to think how much money I left behind because I didn't check books at yard sales for the last 30, 40, 50 years. Because you can scan 100 books and maybe you pick up 3, 4, or 5, but I have a little scanner that I carry with me. It doesn't take any time. I'm finding books in this town, 10, 20, 30, 50. I've sold them as much as made $100 on books. I just picked up at yard sales for $1, a lot of times for a quarter.
So we have a couple questions here, actually. So can you send small appliance box like coffee maker in-store box with FedEx unwrapped? Like, for example, can you do a coffee maker box non-wrapped and slap a label on there? I think that's what they're asking.
I hate it when boxes come that way, so I'd never send them that way. I don't know if you can't. No.
But one thing too is what I was talking about before the show is you can take some people use garbage bags and or hard plastic that you can get real cheap, and you can wrap it real quick and slap a label on there. That's what I'll do.
Lucy, I love the option. Is I scan Opticon. I have the Opticon. The KDC is the one I've got here, but I do have the Opticon as well. It's in the van. They both work well. I like KDC better because it has a screen on it, so it tells you when it's connecting. It tells you you can see the battery level. The Opticon, you just kind of eyes. So, but they both work well. Either one of them.
Now, Bearded, when you're going to estate sales or garage sales, do you scan books right there, or how does that work? Like, do you feel like that when you look up comps, stuff like that, some people will go back to the store, some people will just look it up right there. How do you handle that situation?
I'm already wearing a GoPro, so I scan right there. Sometimes they're more fascinated. See, people want to think about the negative. They want to know what you're doing, and I'll tell them, I sell things online. I'm just looking to see if there's any value in the books, and 99 out of 100 times they don't. It's a chance for when they say something like that. Are you negative, and do you think, oh my God, they're going to charge me more, or do you take that the opportunity to go say, and I also buy these other things. Do you have any of this kind of stuff? I mean, you've got to flip the script, and you've got to understand. Now, I wear a camera, ask me about the camera, and people love telling me what I miss at yard sales. They love following me around yard sales, and especially when I have things like this. Do you have any of those? I mean, take advantage of any opportunity.
That brings me to, I gave this tip out once already, but what I like to do is you get a business cards, or something. You can write down on paper if you don't want to pay for business cards, but get business cards, and when you go to the garage sales, you actually say, hey, here's my card, and you get two things. One, it'll open the door if they have more items in the house or where they're at that you can buy and go look at. Two, it builds a relationship. But three, the more important thing is I've got phone calls next year, and people have invited me into their garage sale before they open it up to purchase items, and or house before they open it up. Or sometimes they'll let you go in there if they've got items, or they'll call you. Like, it's important to give those cards out, because you just never know where it will lead. A lot of people do still keep the business cards, and I've had phone calls a year later, and and then you create those relationships. I did see Rise and Grind in the house. The bearded.
I do have business cards. I do carry them with me. Harlan is pointing out that there was one crazy lady who asked me to leave because I had a camera.
Was there?
Yeah. She said I was being too millennial, recording everything. And she was almost like she was in witness protection. It was really strange.
Weird. It's too bad you didn't get that. Put it in the.
I deleted it in front of her. If somebody don't want to be filmed, I'll just do that. I mean, I'm not vindictive. I try to treat everybody like I want to be treated. So no big deal.
I like that. I like that about you, Bearded. And it's now I did see Rise and Grind in here. You guys are starting a new show. Is that correct?
Yeah, just the two of us. Friday night, 9 o'clock. I think it's on my channel, and we're not sure, but
guys, go check him out. Friday nights, the Bearded Picker putting his thing in there, and then also Rise and Grind. Maybe you guys will coordinate, your channel, his channel, or something. So go subscribe to both. All right, so we're getting into the juicy stuff, and then we've got a be out on the lookout bolo. Did I say that correctly? Probably not. Of electronics behind the Bearded Picker. So if you have acquaintances, right? Let's say you're having coffee with somebody, Bearded, and they and you were trying to explain what you do for a living. Like, have you ever tried to help other people out resell? And those that you kind of like explain, how do you explain what you do full time?
Most people can't believe you can do it full time. That's once they understand. It's a little easier being an Amazon seller because people understand the Amazon world. And I mean, I went hard at it for 4 years. For just one person, they're pretty decent numbers. So when they hear the numbers, they go, I guess you can make a living. But people are more interested in where I go than what I do. I've been in 37 states, sourcing retail arbitrage in the last 4 years. So they're more where I've been, what I see. And then they finally get around to, by the time they see how many stores I go to, they figure out, and I've been to probably 3,000 Walgreens. Wow.
And you weren't getting milk, I don't think.
No milk. I bought a lot of toys at Walgreens.
I missed the one that they had. I don't know if it was after. Yeah, it was after. It was after Easter. They had a big thing, and I missed. And I ended up buying a bunch of chocolate instead. So those little egg things that we had to throw away because I was eating too many of them. But
Easter's not a good one because just as it's getting hot and it's hard to ship that kind of stuff too. So Easter is tough. You can buy it for yourself, but it's hard. It's hard to flip online Easter because of the temperatures.
So, what are you doing to prepare for fourth quarter? We both know that fourth quarter and also even Q1 is pretty good for what we do for a living. What are you doing both for Amazon and eBay? You can combine them if you want, but what are you doing to prepare for the busy season coming up?
Just making plans, just clearing the schedule. I plan on pushing Amazon pretty heavy. So that means really refining my inventory system. So the kid just came in, he's taking the trash to our trash night. But so he can do some shipping for me while I'm out chasing. And Joni will as well, my wife. She will do some of the shipping. So it's a matter of getting getting eBay in order where it's much easier, so that they can handle some of the shipping. And if I need to be gone I have 2-day handling just so I can go a couple days. But if I need to stay out 3 or 4, it'll get taken care of. But that's the biggest help I need, is just someone to. I don't need them to list. I don't need them to answer questions, because I can do all that because I've got laptops with me. I just need the boxes to go out the door.
So I always get this, like, people are afraid to start up Amazon. Like they get intimidated. You know, they feel like it's a lot to do. You know, a lot you need to do to sell on Amazon. Can you give, like, I wouldn't say reassurance, but can you, like, what would you say to somebody that wanted to start up Amazon tomorrow?
Number one, learn the rules. Just because if you're a bad eBay seller, you're going to be a horrible Amazon seller. And it goes the other way too. If you're a good Amazon seller, you're an incredible eBay seller because of the rules that they have. Their rules are much stricter than eBay. And if you screw up on Amazon, they don't just, oh, you're not going to be able to list for 72 hours. No, they hit you with a sledgehammer and tell you, beg us to put your account back active. So learn the rules. There's so many different rules about, I think Lucy touched about polybagging, what items have to be bagged, which ones don't, what items you can send. There's rules on, glass with liquids. There's, what has to be, just what is new on eBay and new on Amazon are completely different. Because I buy a lot of stuff and go, well, damn, that's new on eBay, so it's going on eBay. And just because the box might have a little scratch on it or something, but I wouldn't dare send it to Amazon because it's got to be pristine. So it's once you send your first shipment in, you're fine. But just take some time to understand. Shane, I got Shane to send him books again. He finally got tired of me telling him the money I was finding in books, so he started sourcing books, and it's really because if you've never sold on it, you don't understand the sales velocity. I mean, if you sell one of them on eBay, you can sell 20 of them on Amazon. I mean, the difference is absolutely amazing. The markets are different, so you can't sell used clothes or some of that stuff. But if it's a new toy, it's a new anything. It's amazing how many sell on Amazon before you'll sell on eBay.
So, Mr. Bearded, what are you going to be doing in 20 years? You still going to be reselling?
In 2009, when my grandmother had a heart attack and my grandfather could barely walk, we finally closed their flea market stuff down. They were still going to yard sales the week before at 84 years old. They absolutely loved the reselling. They loved everything about it, and I can't imagine I'm gonna be any different.
It sounds like they're a pretty big inspiration on your life, especially when it comes to reselling.
No doubt.
It's tough. You never. They say time heals. I don't think time ever heals. You're always going to remember those people that were in your life like that. So,
I'll tell you too. The one thing once they stop doing it, you can see that the deterioration. I like to tell people I went to Alabama. Paul Bear Bryant. One of the 2 greatest football coaches now. You got to throw Saban in there now, but what happened when he stopped coaching? And he was gone 6 months later. I mean, you stop doing what you love. You stop having a reason to do things.
Well, guys, and Mr. Bearded, I think you're right, because my grandpa is, I think he's 89 now. I think he's 89, and he's still out there. He's got his tractor out there doing his thing out there, he's got I think 140 acres out there with his tractor by Salem, Oregon, keeping him young. I hope he continues to do that. All right, so let's do this. Be on the lookout. Kind of stuff, Mr. Bearded. Show us what you're picking up. Give us some nuggets. I think they're waiting.
Yeah, I did a video a few weeks ago, and this is a Sony Walkman. You can see this is one of the fancy ones that has all the. This was $1 on the Highway 127 yard sale. I've got the tape that goes with it to put in your car. This is one of the ones that's got 20 seconds of skip protection. I I've sold the first one. This is the second one. I got $30 for the first one. These small electronics. I've had one CD player not work in the last year, and I've sold 20 or 30 of them. So they don't break. They're tough. Nobody wants to mess with these guys. I've got it plugged in, but the little video cameras, they're always $30 or $40. This one is the JVC. If you use all the Japanese brands, JVC, Panasonic, Sony, they're all similar money. The only difference with the Sony is it'll do night vision, and people think they're gonna find ghosts with it. So generally, the ones that have night shot on them, you get more money on them because it's weird, man. I know you're laughing, but I sell. You look it up, the little digital voice recorders. People will say used for hunting ghosts on them, all kinds of crazy mess. Because people like EVPs and all that stuff. But those little guys, most of the time people walk by them at a yard sale. It's $3, $4, $5. The next thing somebody will say, but what if I don't have a charger? They're like $4 or $5 on Amazon. Yeah, don't buy Polaroids because I've only sold 5 today. So,
guys, you should put in the listing "can see ghosts." I bet you'd sell that quick.
Here's a really good one. It's not electronic. Anybody sell these things? Or you can't be scared to sell something a little big. Do what other people won't do. That's a Black & Decker Space Maker coffee maker. Everybody wants to live in their van down by the river right now, so they need appliances that'll hang up. These things are extremely popular. I paid $2 for it. It's worth $110.
Wow! Holy cow! I'm wondering if it's like the tiny home craze or something. A bunch of those things are going, huh?
Yeah, just be careful. There's one model that is recalled. I think it's that. But all you have to do is if you Google that coffee maker and recall, it'll give you a number. They'll send you. It's the plastic on the basket is too weak. They'll send you another basket. I've done that twice already. And these are the 2 laptops. They're just broken laptops. I couldn't get them to work. I took the hard drives out. I carried on with them. You can't be scared of this kind of stuff because remember, I bought the 4. This one was just missing the battery. It's worth $120. It's still got the $10 on it. The battery was 6, so 16 to $120. You want to know how you get out of clothing? You diversify. All I had to do was install Windows 7 again. You can't be scared of it. Basically, I downloaded Windows 7 from the internet, told it to burn it to a disk, and I stuck it in here. And when the computer comes up, you hit F2 and tell it to load the disk drive first, and it installs it for you. You don't do anything else. And last, you'll get a bonus number 6. Don't go to a yard sale and miss the quarters. For every $100 item you sell, you've got to sell a bunch of just bread and butter items. These remotes. I had 2 of these. The other one went for $27. So this one's listed for $27. It's a Samsung TV remote. It runs a DVD player as well.
I love picking those up at the bins because you pick them up cheap. I used to have, if you look back, like back in the day when I first started Instagram, I had like 40 of them I was going through.
I don't do clothes, so if y'all were looking for clothes, I'm sorry. I don't have any fashion sense whatsoever. I wear a t-shirt and t-shirt and short until I have to put on cargo pants.
I'll buy that In-N-Out Burgers shirt from you.
I got this when I was in Utah. This is the Utah. I've got a California one and a Texas one.
Guys, let me know if you've been to In-N-Out. Let me know in chat. 1, if you've been in In-N-Out. 2, if you have not. I love their stuff. Love their fries. So, how Bearded, can you tell me how you test those remotes?
Hold your phone up with the camera and point it at it with the batteries in it. It'll register the red. You see the red in your camera.
We have a lot of 2s.
They're not very. I can tell you how many times that I found remotes that were dead. Maybe 1. I can't even remember one. It's been so long since the last one did. I mean, there's some things that just don't die, and that's just one of them. Remotes get lost. Remotes don't die.
So what happens if it's corroded? Do you still pick it up, or do you clean it?
Yeah, it depends on how bad it is. If it's just green, I'll put some. I'll buy it, knock it off, and put a little vinegar or something on it. It's not. It's easy stuff. There's always a reason not to do stuff. Most of the stuff is child's play. All the batteries are corroded. Knock them out and get your hands a little dirty. A clothes seller will tell you they're scared to buy a remote because the batteries might go bad, but they'll scrub on the spot for hours trying to get it out so they can sell. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just a different. It's just a different item you're selling.
How do you clean corroded? I know there's a couple of ways. Like, isn't baking?
A baking soda and a baking soda water mixture will get it pretty good.
Yep. So don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid, especially going into a lot of people they expect fourth quarter to crush it, but the fact of the matter is fourth quarter is primarily. I mean, of course, you're going to sell used stuff, but a lot of it's new with tags. People are buying for Christmas, stuff like that. So, and remotes are one of those things people have to have. They have to have a remote in most cases, right? You're going to sell a lot of those. I love selling remotes. And they're super easy to look up too, right, Bearded?
They're easy to look up because they all have a number on them. They're easy to list. They're easy to pack. They're a win all the way around. I mean, that's a product that Jennifer said DirecTV wants break, but she probably throws them at people.
It's what
she's my buddy. I talk to her a lot.
I'm telling you, people love you. There was very few people that had not been subscribed to your YouTube channel.
I tell a lot of people, they ask me, you've been to all these states. You're not scared you'll meet bad people. You'll meet. I treat everybody with like I want to be treated. I mean, you live by the golden rule, and imagine that you don't run into bad people. It's rare that I have any issues. I've never had words with anybody because, I value the person I can go out west, and most of them don't have my political philosophy. They're just people. I mean, this country's better because we come together and do things together. And then if all else fails, I got this on my side.
There we go, my man. There we go. Now
I do have a concealed carry, and yes, I do conceal carry, but it's never got to that. People, you treat people right, you treat people nice. I mean, you get what you give. I'm a firm believer, and I live that.
So tell me how important is relationship building, both with other resellers, customers, and people that you buy from. I mean, how important is relationship building? I know it's a really easy answer for most people, but how important is it to you to build relationships?
Yeah, we talked about this morning on the show. You've got to look at the whole gamut of relationships. It's not just with people you're buying from, because that's what everybody goes. Oh, it's with people I buy from, but they don't understand that that could be the person at a yard sale. Just treat them kindly, just ask them questions and listening. It could be the late. I like the lady who runs our estate sales. So I every time I see her, I talk to her, and I walked into an estate sale last time I saw her. She's like, all your stuff's in the back bedroom right there, because she knows I'm going back to get the electronics. I mean, and not only does it make we are loners in this business because you're working for yourself, you're doing a lot of stuff alone. Enrich your life by developing. I used to be very shy. I know y'all can imagine that, but my wife will tell you I was extraordinarily shy. She takes credit for that. I don't think it was her, but you're much happier, much better off if you're talking to people. I've got great friends in the reselling community. I hang out with 4 guys, 5 guys all the time. We're all in a peer chats. I spend a lot of time talking to Shane and Jennifer in the chat. You got. It's not just the people you buy from. It's other sellers. You're not gonna all your secrets. Oh my God, you're not. You cannot give everything away. There's so much everywhere in this country. We have been a consumer replacement society for so long now. You can't give every secret away. Oh my God, I was making a joke in a video. I can't get out of my computer right this second. I didn't find anything at the first 2 Walgreens. I must have killed the Walgreens with my video. I guess I'm gonna quit reselling and YouTube. And then I'm laughing, and the Walgreens cashier is like, "Welcome to Walgreens. You must be having a great day." And I'm keep laughing. I'm walking, but it's relationships are, you've got to expand them. They're more than just people you're buying from or sourcing. I mean, it's it's relationship with my mail lady. You know, when I saw her this morning when I was at the post office, I'm like, "This would have filled up your Jeep. Aren't you glad I'm here?" She's like, "You do this every Monday. You're so nice for not making me do all this." And I mean, it's a matter of, it's how you treat everybody, and you're absolutely rewarded for it. Mean people suck, and it's hard to be. It takes energy to be mean. I don't have time for mean people. I don't have time. Life's too short to be dealing with those people.
So we have a bearded picker, BP, for President 2020. We also have, let's see, bearded picker, Heart of Gold, Frenchie. Man, getting some good love in chat, bearded picker. Getting some good love in chat. Everybody's agreeing.
I do suffer from road rage, so every now and then I do lose that.
All right, so I've got 3 more questions to ask you, and then we're going to wrap things up.
All right, man.
The next 3 questions are very, very important, and the one that I'm going to ask now, the reason I asked this is I kind of told you before the show, but when I first started reselling, I found one person, which led to another person, right? And I like to ask my guests this because there is possibly people in chat that have not heard of other resellers that you enjoy.
Right.
So name off a few resellers. It could be on Instagram and or YouTube or Facebook that you enjoy watching and or talking to.
One that I watch pretty religiously, Garage Flips. I met Lonnie in person. Lonnie is a heck of a good guy. Really know we pick on the same stuff, so I watch him a lot. Crazy Picker Life. Wheeler and Dealer. Dealer he's not everybody's cup of tea. He believes some crazy stuff about Wi-Fi and other stuff, but dude is crazy smart about reselling, and he spends a lot of time teaching people about philosophies on resale. And one reseller that's kind of walks to his own beat, the Idaho Hillbilly. Everybody should sub to the Idaho Hillbilly. Kevin and Kitty are just amazing people. They live in Idaho. They've built their own house out of things they've found. And somebody told him in one of his videos the other day, he said, "Your house looks like a junkyard." And he's like, "I always wanted to live in one, so I guess I'm succeeding." Kevin, and he celebrated that the whole video. Kevin is great, but they resell a lot of local Idaho stuff, and they work for the Forest Service, tending fence lines up through the mountains and stuff. They're just neat people. Who else? I do watch Taco Stacks a lot. Young man, does nice attitude. He does a lot of things right. I watch everybody. I watch the positive people. If there's drama on people's channel, you ain't gonna find me very long. I might stay subscribed, but I don't watch a video. But
Taco Stacks, I love his name, by the way.
Yeah.
I got to get him on here, but he's big time now. He's big time. And so they literally pick up stuff, and they created their own house with just stuff that they picked up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it used to, the land that they bought. I think he said they paid $5,000 in one of the videos, $5,000 or $10,000. I think it was an old camper site, an old like campground or something. So there's electricity to it, but they've built up everything on it. He makes knives and sells knives that he makes. He makes them out of church keys and all kinds of stuff. I mean, all kinds of interesting stuff that goes on there. I watch a lot of van lifers too, just because as much as travel, I find it interesting that, I'm stopping to get a hotel and these folks are living in vehicles full time. I find that fascinating. So I watch a few of those channels as well. There's one Camper Van Kevin. He rides around with his 3 little dogs, the Wolf Pack.
Hey, I know how that feeling is. I've got 3 dogs too. I can only imagine living in, or traveling in a vehicle and having 3 dogs. That's gotta be crazy. Gotta be crazy. All right, so what do we have in store for the Bearded Pickers YouTube channel. Give me for everybody that, by the way, there was only, I think, one person that wasn't subscribed to you already. But for that one person, Bearded, what can they expect on your YouTube channel? What kind of videos do you upload? When do you upload them? Give us a skinny on your YouTube channel.
I try to have some kind of upload every day. A couple days a week, it might just be Tuesday and Thursday, the morning show. Try to do some variety. You know, I do thrifting and estate sales through the week, and then I wear the GoPro for the yard sales on the weekends. You know, I'm going to New York, so you know I'll videotape all the way up there. I'll videotape, and it's going to be interesting when I'm on vacation because I put the wife on the plane Saturday morning, and the town next to the one we're staying in, they're calling it the world's largest garage sale. The whole town's a garage sale, so I'm gonna do all that before I come home. So, and I think Jason, Jason was on the show this morning. We're going on vacation with him and his wife. I think the three of us are going to do yard sales all day. But so I'll get lots of people, that kind of stuff. It's just out doing whatever I do. I try to show the life of what, you know. I put those shelves together the other day, and I had that on fast. I had a time lapse going through of me building shelves in here, trying to organize this place. It's just whatever I run into.
What, Bearded? Tell me, like, why did you create your YouTube channel? I'm curious. Like, what made you want to create it?
I did resell for a long time, but didn't know anything about YouTube or Facebook. It was just me and nobody else. And you know, the feeling of doing it by yourself, it was a way. It started out to be a way to connect with the community. You know, I saw people making videos. Then I made some bad ones. Please don't watch the first few. They were awful. Oh my God, they're awful. And I really started making a lot more once I you've got a loser. Anyway, started making a lot more once I switched from Amazon to eBay, because Amazon it's hard to do a video that without making everybody in the community mad that you're giving away all the secrets. You know, everybody's already thought that I've ruined Walgreens because, oh, I showed them some toys that were on clearance.
Bearded, I don't mean to stop you there, but I need to take a screenshot because this is only my second troll I've ever had on my YouTube channel, and I just want a screenshot for the second one. I mean, hey, I only put him in timeout because I feel like you are gonna be. This is amazing. I'm screenshotting my first 3 trolls, guys. I got one the other day, and I have one now.
Our YouTube channels are about the same size. Do you get a lot of strange comments like I've been getting lately? I do the yard sale videos Saturday. So Harlan's in the chat, Halloween props and costumes, and somebody commented on yesterday. It's nice to see some gay pickers. I'm like, oh hell! I think my comment was, I think I missed them. Where were they? I've been married for 27 years. And Harlan just recently out of a 26-year marriage. I mean,
yeah, you're.
I was mistaken.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have the most amazing people in chat, and a lot of the reason I do these interviews is a good portion of them have been on my channel, like you, and it brings a whole nother level. But I do get some weird comments, and
I just delete them. You can't let them. I think they're funny, and we'll celebrate them. I mean, they don't bother me any. The ones that are really bad, I just delete them. But so you're not getting to me. You can do whatever you want to, but they're funny. I mean, they're kind of sad in a way. You know, you see people that are positive, happy, enjoying their lives, and so what do you want to do? You want to throw mud at them because yours is so bad. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for them,
guys. Bearded, I feel like you're at the zoo or the pet shop right now, and you just feel bad for the cat that's sitting there. You know, you want to take him home, but you know you can't. There
were so many dogs at the flea market this weekend too. That was everybody's comment this week, was that people should be allowed to sell dogs. I went to a country flea market. There's dogs in cages, there's chickens and goats and bunny rabbits. I mean, this is a true flea market.
Oh, all right. So first and foremost, that was my second troll, guys. I feel honored, actually.
That's awesome.
To have I feel honored. You know, it's I don't know. Anyways, hopefully he or she has an amazing day, and I hope they crush 2018 fourth quarter and beyond. So, all right, Mr. Bearded, I got two last questions for you, and then I'm going to respect your time, sir. My second to last question is how has reselling changed your life? How has reselling changed the Bearded Picker's life?
A lot of freedom. It's really taken from being in a position where I hated going to work every day. And I've been up since 6 this morning, messing at some or reselling all day, and and love it. I got a lot of stories. My mom, we lived across the street from her for about 12, 13 years. After I've been reselling full time because she's a retired nurse, I don't know, about 3 months into it, we were going somewhere, maybe a yard sale or something. She resells too. And she's like, because now that she's retired, she didn't have anything else to do. And she says, "Can I tell you something?" I'm like, "When has that ever stopped you, mother? Come on." My mother's pretty frank. And she says, ever since you stopped working and started working for yourself, I finally got my son back, because for the last 2 years, I don't know who this asshole was that was living across the street from me, but you've been in a bad mood for, it seems like, 2 years from everything they make you do and the life that they've taken away from you. So, the freedom, and the joy that I now have, it's very easy to be much more positive person whenever you're living life on your own terms. And that reselling has really given me that, giving me a passion to something to, something to look forward to every day. Not that, living is enough, but when you enjoy getting up because you enjoy, it's the old, if you enjoy what you do, you don't work a day in your life. It's that kind of philosophy. It's so true.
Are you a lot less stress? A lot less stress, it seems like.
Yeah, a lot less stress, because, people go, "Well, what if you don't get any sales?" All that crazy mess. And I'll worry about me. I'll put in the effort. Even if I get down, I'm like you are. I'm good with my back against the wall. The more they say I can't do it, the more I'm ready to piss them off.
So, guys, give Mr. Bearded Picker some love in chat, guys. This was a fantastic interview. I have been waiting a while to get him on. I've had people request Mr. Bearded Picker, and I do love your YouTube. I think you've got a really cool live show with Rise and Grind coming up. I think that's really cool. And continue to do these YouTube videos. Like if there's one thing that people remember me by, I hope it is that I push people trying to start like social media and put themselves out there. Even if you make your videos private where nobody can see, so you have somebody to talk to, because sometimes this is a lonely game.
It for sure can be.
And all right, so we always leave. We have 120 people watching, and we always leave these live shows with words of encouragement. This does not need to be reseller related. Something that everybody can go home and take home with them. Mr. Bearded Picker, I know you got a good one. What is some words of encouragement and or anything you want to end on?
You can't let fear control your life. You can't not do things out of fear. Fear will defeat you every time. And once you get over the fact that whatever you're afraid of, whatever, I might fail, I might not make a resale, I might not find enough stuff, I might do this, I might lose my account, they might be scamming me on. Once you lose that, you're so free to succeed. And you can see when someone is taking control and truly treating this as a business and their lifestyle, when they're not afraid and they just go for it, because they trust in their abilities. They trust in, even if you don't know, they trust in you research to find prices. You can research to find information. So, fear is a killer.
We have Win by Doing by Rod. I think that is amazing. Happy September. Come on, Lisa. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate your support. She just bought a new car. She's going to go up to California and thrift, kind of like the Bearded Picker, state to state.
I've been to California twice though.
And I envy you guys. And that, you know, it's right now I have 2 little ones. I love them to death, but it would be really cool to go state to state. But I will live through your guys' journey. And Lisa, I think, is thinking about starting a YouTube channel up, so you should. Guys, I just want to say I appreciate everybody coming up. I do have a new show called Pop-Up Reseller. It's only 5 minutes long. So if you guys want to be a part of that, you do not need a YouTube channel. You do not need an Instagram. You do not need any social media. You just send me a 3 to 5 minute clip about you, who you are, how you're doing reselling, and I will put you up randomly on my channel. If you do have social media, send that to me because I'll put that in there. But if you want to be a part of the pop-up series, watch the video that I did yesterday, and you can kind of get an idea what it's all about. And
don't be afraid. This is a good thing. Look at this face. I'm not a GQ model, never going to be one. And just turn the camera on and be yourself. I mean,
what Bearded? Why I got you? What would you recommend? Like, I get this all the time. People are kind of scared to put themselves on the internet because they don't think they know enough, or you know, they're timid. What would you say to somebody that's wanting to start up a YouTube channel?
You just got to go for it. You know way more than you think you know. Just because nobody's sitting there asking you to explain something. I mean, if you listen to a few shows, if you're doing this full time for a living, you know way more than you. It's just a matter of it's holding you back. YouTube's a lot of fun. I've met so many cool, fun people. Got a lot of great friends. And you know, the fear could have stopped me. Oh my God, I'm doing YouTube. There's other resellers in Huntsville if they find out what I do. One of my best friends is Dusty, the Alabama Pickers. We stuff all the time. We pick completely different. We're both full-time resellers. I talk to him every day. We hang out. I even beat him to Walmart the other day when the computers dropped to $184, and I made $50 on him because I sold him one of them for $250. But you're missing out. You're missing out on fun. You're missing out on relationships. You're missing out on something that makes reselling turns it from a lonely solo project into it opens up a world of information and friends, and don't let fear stop you.
I would have not talked to you had it not been for YouTube. And it's been crazy. I appreciate all of it. Just Mr. Pac-Man, the most amazing admin in all of reselling. I appreciate that super chat. Thank you so much, guys. If you don't mind hitting the like button, I don't know if it's on the left or right-hand side, so that way more people can discover the Bearded Picker. If you're watching this after the fact and you're not watching it live, I put his channel in the description and in the comments, guys. Go subscribe. He's got a show coming out, which is exciting. And a lot of videos. I'm interested in watching more of the GoPro. And so I appreciate you guys coming tonight. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for just being here and being a part of the Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. This thing has grown and blossomed into a beautiful flower. I had no idea it would have come this far. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I truly do. And Bearded, thanks for coming.
I mean, anytime, man. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe we need it.
I know most of your audience, so it's a lot of fun. They're good folks.
We had multiple people in here saying, hey, thanks for letting me know about Wade. So I appreciate you spreading the word as well. Maybe we should do something. Maybe down the road after crazy fourth quarter, we should do something together again. We'll have you back.
All right, no worries. Just you can find me on Instagram now, so anytime. I'll be in your chat because I like your interviews. I like the people you talk to. So
what's your Instagram? Is it just the Bearded for those that are watching?
SZILKE2. Remember, it's strange. That's why you couldn't find it.
Guys, I'll put after this show, I'll take a screenshot of his and I'll put it on Instagram so you guys can go follow him on Instagram after the show, guys. All right.
Don't be disappointed why I don't take any pictures. Sorry.
hey, it's Instagram is a whole nother community, a whole nother set of people that you can meet. It's crazy. I love seeing people's finds on Instagram. It's incredible. So, all right, guys, I gotta let Mr. Beer Picker go. I gotta let you guys go. Let him get back to work, and let me go watch Afraid and Alone. The show is amazing. It's on History if you guys aren't watching it yet. But all right, guys, have a great rest of your nights. See you until tomorrow.